We're good. It's going. Oh, I gotta create an intro. Shoot. Hang on. A commentary intro, not a broadcast intro. You're good. Not a video intro. All right, I'll be right back. All right, Sky. Mike is going hot. It's a new season for Aces Up Sim Sports' 360 Fall Frenzy. Welcome to Maconi Entertainment as it's Dirt Track Wednesday, the season opener here at Cedar Lake Speedway, the high banked 3/8 mile clay oval in Wisconsin, one of the most thrilling bull rings in all of sprint car racing. Glad you could join us here on Maconi Entertainment. Marty Sakala with you alongside Sky Shrek. Sky, we're in for a fun one. Fired up to kick off a brand new season with some of the best 360 sprint car drivers in the sim racing world. Cedar Lake is fast, it is tight, and it's unforgiving. You'll see drivers fight the cushion, slide up and down the groove, and battle traffic all night long.
Yeah, this is a track that can be really difficult on these drivers. That high line is always super challenging to run here. It can be really easy to just slip off that cushion and pound it into the outside wall. We saw a couple drivers in practice for this race just slip just inches off that high side, sometimes making contact with it and sending their cars flipping almost. So this is a very treacherous racetrack. One that does tend to be a little quicker around the high lines, but like we said, that comes with some risk.
Taking a look here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, 3/8-mile track like we mentioned. When it comes to this track, you got to really be careful of turns number 1 and 2. One wrong mistake up on the cushion on the outside, and you're ballparking it over the wall.
Oh, for sure. That pit lane runs outside the racetrack, too, so drivers potentially rejoining the track here might have to be a little bit careful of traffic currently on the racetrack. Pretty even across both ends of the speedway, slight banking variations between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2 tend to be a little more difficult to run that high line on.
We take a look at the schedule here for the next few weeks for the 360 Fall Frenzy. It's every Wednesday. Session opens at 9 with qualifying at 9:15. You can watch it here on Maconi Entertainment. We begin tonight at Cedar Lake for the next few weeks. We'll have racing up until October 22nd at the Weed Sports Speedway, my home track out in New York. And of course, the 360 Fall Frenzy is brought to you by Advanced Sim Racing and Impact Signs.
Some great tracks, some historic tracks up there on the schedule here as we get ready for Heat 1 in just a second. We got 5 heats tonight for our field. Actually, I believe iRacing has adjusted, and we're going to have 3 heats tonight for our field. Top 4 drivers are going to make it straight into the A main here tonight, and then there will be a C main and B main for the drivers who do not qualify through the heats.
First heat race always key as always here. Let's set the lineup here for this heat race. Give you tonight's starting lineup. Winner will start on the pole position as Brandon Dittmer. I call him the Spider Monkey. He's on pole position to his outside. Wyatt Schuhart in car number 01. Connor Dudek starts from P3 to his outside in row number 2. It's Blake Carrick in the 38. Bryce Harnstein in the 84 rounds out the top 5 next to Anderson Owens in the 69. And Ryan Avila rounds out the field. He starts 7th this evening.
We've got quite a bit of a difference here through the field just in terms of iRating. You've got some drivers who are professionals in here, iRating upwards of 9,000, 10,000, and then you've got some under 2,000. So we've got a wide range of talent on display in this league. And with a little bit of an invert here in the heat race, that's just going to shake things up and make those better drivers have to fight their way through the front.
Yeah, you take a look at the race format, how this will go. Already qualifying, just wrapped up heat races. We've inverted the top 4 before taking the green flag. 8 laps each. Top 4 will transfer. Hopefully everyone makes it if we have a car count of under 24. If over, we will have B mains this evening. The feature tonight is set for 30 laps. Cautions in the A main only, and caution laps will not count towards racing. Well, we're glad you could join us here on Maconi Entertainment for all the action here tonight. Field makes the way off at turn number 4. Winner on pole position for the feature. Green flag waves, and here we go.
Oh, we're 3 wide already. Contact off the corner there between Schuhart and the second place car, Dudek. Dudek's now going to try to slide job for the lead, but he can't quite get up there. He'll have to settle for second. Here comes Carrick running down on the inside for P2.
Wyatt Schuhart's already lost the front wing of the 01. Now it's 3 wide for the race lead. It's a Connor Dudek sandwich at the line. I think it was the 7 across the stripe. Brandon Dittmer trying to hang on to a second spot. It is Blake Carrick with the 2-for-1 discount. He goes through and takes the race lead.
Dittmer wanted to cross back over to the bottom there, but he couldn't because he had that 38 car already on the inside line. Carrick is now clear for the lead of the race, but Dudek continues to work that higher groove, trying to get the momentum off the corner to get himself around that 38 car. Over halfway through this heat already, can Connor Dudek challenge Blake Carrick for the lead?
It's Carrick, Dudek, Dittmer, Hanstein, the top 4. They would be the 4 transfer cars at the moment. The 84 started back in 5th, currently running 4th, but the field just mostly spread out. Dudek looking for an opportunity in that 7. Let's go on board with him for a lap here, Sky.
He's so close to that outside wall, nearly into it a couple times there in 1 and 2. Drops a little lower through 3 and 4 as we come across the white flag here. I'm not sure he's going to have enough, but he is leaving it all out on the racetrack.
Good battle here for the heat win and for pole position tonight, but it's Blake Carrick and the Aces Up Sim Sports Mac Tools, number 21, off at turn 4, your Heat 1 winner. Dudek in second, Dittmer third, Honstein fourth, Anderson Owens in fifth, Wyatt Schuhart, Ryan Avila do not finish the race, but a good start to this one as Blake Carrick on the pole position here this evening.
Schuhart was one of our fastest drivers in qualifying, so he's really going to be a threat coming through the B main tonight. That'll make that race even more interesting. I believe everyone will qualify for the main event tonight, as we do only have 21 cars in the field, but it's going to be a fight for those final qualifying spots.
Here's the Heat 2 lineup. Go ahead and give us that, Sky.
Yeah, on the pole, we got the 93 of Tanner Patterson. Starting second is the 86 of Gary Mansberger. The 85 of Tyler Schell goes from P3, and your fastest qualifier in this group, the 20 of Aiden Forster, goes from fourth. Row 3 is going to be the 777 of Remington Wade, with Gavin Casto in the 333 in sixth. Ty Schoblock rounds out the field in the 71.
This is a stacked heat race as well tonight too, Sky, with 3 pro drivers, some of them even racing with the World of Outlaws iRacing series when that runs from time to time. And so this is a lot of good competition, and I would not be surprised if the feature winner this evening came from heat race number 2.
I would not be surprised either. There were some great qualifying times out of this group among these drivers. Drivers like Forster going to really try to fight their way back through the front, as he is he's starting fourth here in the second heat. He was the second fastest qualifier. We'll see if he can get himself back to the win of this heat race.
There's Shell in the Aces Up Sim Sports More Than Tires number 85. If you're watching live on Maconi Entertainment here on Dirt Track Wednesday, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and turn on those notifications whenever we go live, whether it be dirt or asphalt. And let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Glad you could join us here. Mari Sakala alongside Sky Shrek with you here on the call this evening. No call for Schoblock here to grid, so he'll start from the back in heat race number 1. Excuse me, in heat race number 2, and start for the back here in this feature. But it's Tanner Patterson, Gary Mansberger. That's bring us to green. Heat 2 is on.
Side by side for the lead, already almost going 3 wide for third back there. Gary Mansberger all the way on that top line as he started up in second and has already slid outside a transfer spot to P5. Aiden Forster ripping it on the bottom in that 20 car, trying to get the lead here on lap 2.
They're wing to wing though through 3 and 4. Shell versus Forster, but it's Shell hanging on for right now. Forster the quickest out in qualifying, trying to race Remington Wade for the second spot, but that 777 wants to take it back. We'll see what happens. Wade can't do anything about it as Forster went in deep into turns 3 and 4 to try and stay on that tail tank of Tyler Schell.
Oh, we got a flip in the back. Tanner Patterson is up and over in the 93. Was running in fourth, trying to hold off Mansberger. He's done. He's going to have to go through the B main.
Not what Tanner Patterson wanted without question. And Forster giving Schell an opportunity here for this race lead. Forster just follows the 85, ripping the cushion through turns number 1 and 2. As Forster tries to get that draft. Hoping that 85 makes a mistake. Up the hill goes Tyler Schell. Forster trying to duke out of here with 2 to go.
Can that 20 car get the run? He's running a little bit lower here in comparison to Schell. That 85 is all the way up on the wall in 1 and 2, trying to push that cushion further in 3 and 4. Slide job here to the inside for Forster, side by side into 3.
Aiden Forster, Tyler Schell. Heat 2 went on the line of front row spot. Give it to Tyler Schell. Aiden Forster went up the hill and just couldn't capitalize with a bite there off the corner. Schell wins, Forster second, Remington Wade in third, Gary Mansberger fourth, Gavin Casto fifth, Tanner Patterson out of the race in sixth, and Ty Schoblock does not start in seventh. Heat race number 3 set to go here. I'm going to give you the starting lineup here in just a moment. Winner will start third here tonight as Dylan Potts starts on pole position in car number 9. To the outside, it's Nick Klosterman in the 26. Row number 2, Big Money, Dustin Sargent in car number 77. To his outside is Ashton Mealer in the 5. The final row this evening, Michael Cooper in car number 12. And rounding out the grid here is Matthew Croak in the 2. I believe we had someone else that was supposed to start in 6, but may have had a glitch when it comes to the starting lineup or so. But Right now, at my end here, Sky, I've got 6 cars that will take the green flag here tonight.
Yeah, we were supposed to have the 024 of Tanner Pettit in this race, but he has left the session, so I do not believe he will be making a start tonight. And that should be the reason why we have 6. Ryan Avila, who was supposed to roll off 7th in the first heat, also out of the session along with Ty Showblock. So it's looking like we have 18 cars.
So because of that, everyone will make the show this evening. As we get set to take the green here for heat race number 3, who are you watching out for closely here?
I think we had a couple good drivers in this field, but you got to pick the driver who ran the fastest time in qualifying. That would be the 9 of Dylan Potts, or excuse me, not the 9 of Dylan Potts. He's on pole. The 5 of Ashton Mueller was the one who ran the fastest time in qualifying. He'll go from 4th. Last time, the fastest driver was not able to win the heat. We'll see if he can do it here as we go green.
Heat race number 3 underway in the 360 Fall Frenzy. Nearly 4 wide off return 2. Contact as Mueller and Dustin Sargent decide to trade some paint off the corner. Big Money tries to get the run here for 3rd, but it's Mueller with 3rd. Now peeks downstairs on the 26 of Klosterman for the runner-up spot. Mueller takes it away. Tries to set his sights now on Dylan Potts.
Slides it there in between Potts and Klosterman, looking like he wants to run the high line in 3 and 4. He will. Scrapes it off the wall a little bit, and that gives him what he needs to get down to the inside of Potts. Risky move there, but it looks like it'll work out for Ashton Mueller. He's your leader on lap 4.
Just crisscrossed and basically slide jobbed afterwards. Hang on there, Klosterman 2 sideways. And contact there as Potts touch tires. This allows Sargent to try and capitalize, but it doesn't work there. Halfway home, 4 up and 4 down. It's Mueller leading by 0.6 of a second. Klosterman and Sargent do get it though. Excuse me, Sargent and Potts do get it for the 3rd position. And Sargent sends it deep, tries to catch Klosterman. The race is on for 2nd, Sky.
These drivers are racing for the win here, but they're all locked into the feature race tonight. Well, maybe not, because Dylan Potts is now under threat from Michael Cooper. He's trying to take away the final transfer spot here to go automatically into the A-main, and it looks like he will. Michael Cooper to 4th. Dustin Sargent back to 3rd as Nick Klosterman takes 2nd.
How did Dustin catch the wall and not get any damage? I don't know. Final lap, though, underway, and it's all Ashton Mueller as he simply checked out of the hotel. And the Aces Up Sim Sports TPR Mac Tools number 3 off the corner. Mueller your winner in heat race number 3. Klosterman 2nd by a 10th on Dustin Sargent. Michael Cooper 4th. Dylan Potts in 5th. Matthew Croak in 6th. Tanner Pettit was able to join. He scored in 7th. And so drivers will get a chance here to get some warm-ups in. Sky, I don't want to turn on my the iRacing user interface here, but how long do we have until we go green?
We're going to have 5 minutes before we go green for the feature. iRacing has opted to skip both the B and C mains, so we'll go straight to the main event tonight.
All right, so this will give a chance here to take a commercial break here. When we come back, we go racing here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. So stay with us. Live coverage here on Maconi Entertainment of the 360 Fall Frenzy of Aces Up Sim Sports.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back here, live coverage of Aces Up Sim Sports' 360 Fall Frenzy continuing here as drivers warming up here at the moment. Glad you could join us here on Maconi Entertainment. Mari Sakala alongside Sky Shrek with you. A lot of fun action here happening. Season opener for the 360 Fall Frenzy. A fun little series that'll last a couple of races throughout the fall. It will conclude in October. Sky, your thoughts on the racing we've seen right now and what you expect as the track starts to slicken up here tonight?
Yeah, we saw some great racing throughout those heat races. A lot of drivers trying some different lines. We saw some guys running all the way up just centimeters off the wall. We saw a couple drivers trying to make the bottom line work, and then we saw a couple deeper dives into the corners. Drivers sending it in low, sliding it up high, and trying to get that better exit up there. We'll see what happens when the track does slick up after this warm-up session, but right now we're seeing some great racing here at Cedar Lake.
Yeah, early in the race from what I've seen here at the moment, the lower inside, mid-groove has been the place to be throughout the heats, but later on, the top I think is going to be the place tonight in feature time. A driver who can find the slick stuff, find that moisture, is going to have the advantage. But you also want that throttle and momentum management in these 360 sprints at the same time. You want a smooth entry here, but you don't want to scrub off too much speed, minimizing that wheel spin on corner exit, and make sure you're carrying all that momentum down the straights.
Yeah, only about 45 seconds left to go here until our feature race tonight, and I am excited for it because I think it's going to be a really good one here after what we saw in those heats. Looking at your grid, you're going to have your heat winners on the front few spots. Obviously, that's Blake Carrick, Tyler Schell, Ashton Mueller, three drivers who all dominated in their heat races and are going to look to try and dominate the feature.
There's a look at the warm-up times here as things stand. 14 of the 18 drivers have taken time, with Mueller quickest at a 12:15. Blake Carrick for the same time as well. Tyler Schell third at a 12:19. Wyatt Schuhart fourth, 12:25. And Aiden Forster fifth at a 12:30. There's Mueller. Do have, I believe, no one is on the racetrack for right now at the moment. So we'll definitely make things interesting when we go racing tonight. They just waved the checkers here on warm-ups, and so Mueller is the quickest, and we are set to go racing. 30 laps the distance here around Cedar Lake Speedway. Now let's meet the field and give you your starting lineup. In fact, we've got 21 drivers that will be set to grid here this evening. And it is Blake Carrick on pole position in car number 38. To his outside, it's Tyler Schell in the 85. Row number 2, Ashton Mueller in the 5, and Connor Dudek next to him in the 7. Row 3, Aiden Forster. He's in the number 5 with Nick Klosterman to the outside in the 26. And in row number 4, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. And to his outside, Remington Wade in the 777. And rounding out your top 10, Big Money Dustin Sargent in the 77. And Bryce Hohenstein in the 84. Sky?
Back from there in the 86, you've got Gary Mansberger in the 12. It's Michael Cooper also starting in P12. In row 7 tonight, it's Anderson Owens in the 69 and the 333 of Gavin Casto in 14th. The 9 of Dylan Potts will go from P15 with Wyatt Schuhart in the 01 in 16th. Tanner Patterson rolls off 17th. Matthew Croak 18th. Ryan Avila, Ty Schoblock, and Tanner Pettit all did not take the green in heat races. We'll see if they do so here in the feature.
So field rolling off here. First of 2 parade laps before we go green here at Cedar Lake. Well, I guess so. I always ask this during dirt races before we go green, Sky. Who are you picking to win tonight?
That's a tough one here, but I'm going to have to go with the driver who dominated his heat race. That's the 5 of Ashton Mueller. He checked out, won that third heat by almost 2 seconds after starting from 4th. I think he might have a chance to do that again here in the main event.
going to be a tough pick for me. I like the outside here. Give me Tyler Shell to get the job done. Field making their way through turns number 3 and 4 as we say. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It's fall, a great time of the year, and it's showtime at Cedar Lake. Oh, trouble, hang on. Mueller sideways in the 3. Finds a way to save it. Wing to wing for the race lead off for turn number 4. It's Blake Carrick that leads the opening lap. Tyler Shell second, Connor Dudek third. Side by side for Fort Nick Klosterman and Remington Wade go at it.
Carrick down on the bottom like we saw him for much of that heat race, where Shell is running a little bit further up on the top. You're looking at Klosterman back there in P6. Majority of the field seems to be liking that high line. Carrick is a bit of an outlier in trying the bottom. As though we're battling for the lead, Shell's gotten to go side by side with Carrick. Slide job into the corner. 38's going to cross him back up, and he'll hold the lead down the back straightaway.
Carrick there with the counter back. Shell nearly contact. I think they may have touched. I saw some sparks fly, but I believe that was off the tail tank. First caution flag flies. We got trouble, though. And I believe it's Gary Mansberger and Wyatt Schuhart. The 86 and the 01.
That it was Gary Mansberger. Turned around there off the nose of the 01 car. Both those cars came to a rest in the marbles on the outside of the racetrack.
Here's a look at the replay and what caused all of this. They're battling for position back here. I think we may have, oh, yep, Schuhart just goes in a little bit too deep there and catches the 85. And real quick, we'll ride on board here with Wyatt Schuhart before we go green, as these are very quick caution laps around Cedar Lake.
You can see the onboard here, the 01. He's just going to send it in a little too deep, slide it up the road, and that's going to be what makes the contact there and sends these two cars around.
So first caution flag flies here at Cedar Lake. Leaders told to double them up. It's Blake Carrick, Tyler Shell on row number 1, 21 car on the inside. Nick Klosterman, Connor Dudek, row 2. Dustin Sargent, I believe, Remington Wade, row number 3. We're going to keep the lights here on the pace truck, so we won't go green this time. I believe we just want to get the field bunched back up here together. Dustin Sargent, like I mentioned, in 4th. Ashton Miller, Remington Wade in row number 3. Aiden Forster, Brandon Dittmer, row 4. And Bryce Honstein and Gavin Casto. That should be your top 10. Field still bunched up double file, so I don't see any major issues with the front of the field. So we should go back to the green flag here this time by.
And we'll see who gets the better jump and who's ultimately able to pull away for the lead of this race. There was some great battling before that caution came out.
Carrick fires back to green. 3 wide for second, mid-pack. Shell, great quarter exit. Dudek and Wade go to battle for the bottom step of the podium. It's Dudek up on the cushion. He's got third, but the battle once again for the race lead. Here comes Tyler Shell for the point with a slide job in 1 and 2.
Doesn't quite work for him, though, because Carrick gets right back to the point by the time they enter 3 and 4, and he'll go straight back to that high side. He was liking the bottom early, but now he seems to have shifted to the top, and he's in the fence hard. That's going to give up the lead. Tyler Shell takes it down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Shell taking advantage of it. It was a slide job sitting a little bit earlier. Now can Carrick reel back in Tyler Shell for the race lead is a question. Shell nearly sideways there in turn 1 for just a moment, but Carrick's cut the gap down just a little bit after catching the wall, about 5-6 car lengths for right now. Back to the battle for third, though. Actually, hold the thought, though. Caution flag waves. We got Pettit, we got Schobelach, and Dylan Potts sideways.
Man, they were about 4 wide coming off that corner further back, which is what ultimately caused that accident. Pretty big hit for Tanner Pettit and Ty Schobelach, as well as a couple other cars.
Look at what happened. Pettit was the first one I saw that lost a bunch of speed. I wonder if the accident happens in front. Oh, they were 4 wide in 1 and 2. There's the contact starts in front with a 17, the 24. Oh, that is a hard hit. You're right, for Pettit to take. Let's take a ride on board here with Shoblock.
He's going to run really high off this corner here. He kind of really doesn't know what's going on under him because they're all going crazy down there trying to get positions. Ends up on the inside, and yeah, there he goes.
Back to the green flag, though. Again, like I mentioned, these cautions go very quick. Shell clips the wall with the tail take. They're 4 wide for third down the back. Everybody trying to hang on. Nearly 5 wide as well at Cedar Lake. Some contact all over the place. The top 2, though, able to hold serve. It's Forster, followed by Connor Dudek and Ashton Mueller. That's the top 5. They're double wide at 3, Sky.
Mueller's trying to fight his way back up through the field after that early accident where everyone else around him seems to be glued to the high side, or at least trying to send it up there. Mueller running right around the tires on the bottom. I'm not sure how well it's working for him, and he'll slide a little bit higher in 3 and 4, trying to find grip right now. Everybody seems to love going high. Huge slider for Aiden Forster. Doesn't work. Dudek holds the spot.
And what a race this has been for third on back, basically. Forster, Dudek, and now you got Dustin Sargent trying to get into the equation, but keep an eye on the guy in the 8th position, Matthew Croak. He's currently the biggest mover of this race so far. Started 18th, currently rides in the 8th spot as we're nearly halfway home. Next time by, Tyler Shell crosses the line. We'll have the cross flags up in the air. 15 laps to go, and Blake Carrick all over Tyler Shell for the race lead once again.
What a battle this has been all night long, and it's not over yet. Carrick in the 38, running slightly faster laps, has caught right back up to the rear end of that 85 car. Halfway through tonight, can he get it done?
Oh, caught the wall once again with the tail take, and I think Shell did the same thing, but Carrick caught a lot of it even worse.
Both of those drivers hit it pretty hard there. You got to keep it out. If Carrick had kept it out of the wall and only Shell banged it, he would have had a great lap. As it is, he stands to lose time right there.
Oh!
Gonna need a little bit more to catch up. Contact further back.
And that may
Caution
have
flies for a different accident.
And that just saved Mueller without question. Yellow waves here for Wyatt Schuhart. And believe Gavin Casto also got a piece of it too. Both of them have towed their car onto pit road. Replay will show you what happened. So let's watch Casto here in the 333 if this starts with him. Nope, Schuhart's in front. So Casto catches the wall and ballparks it simply. So this accident with Schuhart had to have been something different which would have caused the yellow, because something with Casto, would not have been a yellow causer there. Let's see what happened here, Sky.
We're on board there with the 0-1 of Wyatt Schuhart. Already had some bad luck tonight. Does the car slow up on the high side there? See if anything happens to the 0-1. Yep. Oh, there you go. Contact from in front sends him into the inside wall. They're going to stack back up here to go green in just a second. It'll be 12 to go when they get rolling.
And it's been a great race for the front row. Carrick trying to get the lead back from Tyler Shell, but the wall up in turn 1-2 has been the monster towards him. We're back to the green flag.
Shell with a good jump to get away. Carrick in pursuit. Forster banging it off the wall as he tries to stay close to these two side by side, but the caution waves. Ty Shoblock around.
Carrick was going for it, and he's gonna be angry over iRacing over that, because remember, these are iRacing yellows. These are not admin controlled caution flags. We'll show you what happened here with Shoblock as he brings out another yellow.
He just loops it down on the inside of the racetrack here in that 71 car. Was trying to make the move and ultimately did not end up working out. Made some contact with the car in front of him, sent it around.
I think that was Remington Wade, and luckily that was in the back of the field, so wasn't really too much of a factor there. Fourth caution here in our 360 Fall Frenzy season opener. So Tyler Schell out in front, your current race leader. But man, what is it going to take to steal the win?
Well, we're going to find out here because Schell is going to go all out here to hold on to this lead from Blake Carrick. These two have been doing battle all night long. It has not stopped. And as we go back green here, can Carrick track him down?
About to find out as Schell holds serve. This is a single file restart because we did not complete a green flag lap on that initial restart. Around the outside, Dustin Sargent on Remington Wade. That's the battle for 6. Hang on! One driver doing a wheelie. That was Matthew Croak across the start-finish line. But the top 3 all able to hold serve. But this is a mess here. 3 wide for the 5th position. Top shelf is Dustin Sargent where Mama hides the cookies. He gets it at the line.
Remington Wade trying to make that move in the middle. It's not going to work. Croak and Dittmer are trying to join this fight back here as these cars can race almost 3 wide around this racetrack with all the different lines you see guys running. Sargent, Dittmer glued to the top, and then you got a couple like Wade who are just trying to make it work on the bottom line. Croak is all the way down on the tires. Contact with him and Wade. He ramps the tires. He's around in turn 4.
Caution flag waves here with 7 laps of racing to go. And Matthew Croak, who was working on a hard charge, will drop to the back.
Man, what a battle.
And we are seeing some incredible racing here at Cedar Lake. When this track is slick, I've said it for so many years, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's cinema. You see, just caught the Uke tires that stand up on the inside, and around he went.
And not a great scenario there for Matthew Croak, and he is going to have a lot to do here if he wants to get any positions back, really, over the last 8 laps or so. Getting ready to go back green here in just a second. It'll be Schell and Carrick, like they have been for most of this race, trying to find their way to victory lane, and I have no idea who's going to claim it.
We are single file for the rest of this one because we have under 10 laps of racing to go. Definitely what Tyler Schell wants. Blake Carrick may not be what he wants. Aiden Forster trying to steal this one possibly. With 6 laps remaining, we're back to green.
Drivers all ripping the top here. That high line pretty popular on this restart with 6 laps to go. Carrick running a little bit lower as Schell beats down the wall there in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 all the way up, trying to maximize his momentum with 5 to go.
It'll be 4 to go at the start-finish line. The front 5 basically single-filed out. Best battle on track, Dustin Sargent, Brandon Dittmer. Final spot in the top 5 up for grabs here, going into turn number 3. Big money hanging on over the Spider Monkey. Dustin started 9th, currently in 5th with 3 laps of racing to go.
77 trying to get some momentum back there. Showblock has just exited out of the race in the infield. He's done for the night as we are 3 to go now, 2 to go for Tyler Schell, who's doing a great job of holding on as Aiden Forster's caught up to Blake Carrick behind him. We're going to go into the white flag, and the battle's not going to be for the lead. It's going to be for 2nd.
And there's lap traffic ahead. Tyler Schell working on Wyatt Schuhart, the driver of the More Than Tires Aces Up Sim Sports, number 85 through 3 and 4. The season opener of the 360 Fall Frenzy belongs to Tyler Schell. Aiden Forster 2nd, Blake Carrick 3rd, Connor Dudek 4th, and Dustin Sargent rounds out the top 5. But it's Schell that takes things home. He leads 33 of the race's 40 laps to get it done. And a last lap pass for 2nd at the end.
Man, what a battle between those cars. Schell in the 85 is going to get to park that thing in victory lane after a well-earned victory there, starting in 2nd.
I want to take a look real quick before we take a quick commercial break. Watch how Forster got second over Carrick there at the end. Let's see, did the 21 catch the wall? Yes, he did.
Yeah, we saw him pound that wall pretty good, and that was ultimately what gave that 20 car the spot. He was able to slide it up and take P2.
So with that, we'll step aside and be back in 45 seconds to talk with your top three in just a moment. It's Aces Up Sim Sports 360 Fall Frenzy on Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Back here at the Cedar Lake Speedway is Tyler Schell, your winner in the season opener. Big congratulations to him on getting the job done. Gives us a chance to take a look at our results here from this evening as Schell takes home the race victory by just under 1 second here on Aiden Forster. And I believe we may be having some technical difficulties on these to pop up. Nope, we're good. Here we go. Should have him now. Schell the winner, with Aiden Forster finishing second, Blake Carrick in third, Connor Dudek finishes fourth, Dustin Sargent in fifth, Nick Klosterman in sixth, Gary Mansberger seventh, Remington Wade in eighth, Bryce Honstein ninth, and Michael Cooper rounds out the top 10.
Back from there, 11th is Ashton Mueller, Tanner Patterson 12th, Matthew Croak 13th, Brandon Dittmer, first car 1 lap down in 14th, then not finishing back from there. Ty Schoblock, Anderson Owens, Wyatt Schuhart, Gavin Casto, Tanner Pettit, Dylan Potts, and Ryan Avila.
I'll show you the bottom 3 here in just a moment. There you go on your screen. And so that is how the field finished when things came to an end. I don't believe we'll be able to talk to Blake Carrick, but we will get a chance to talk to your top 2 finishers. And we'll start things off here. We'll start things off here with Tyler Schell. Tyler, Marty, and Sky up here in the booth. Hey, a heck of a race between you and Aiden. How were you able to hold him off there in those final few laps?
Yeah, I was trying my best just to not hit the wall and stay consistent. With the end of the race there, definitely with my gearing, my wheel spin and stuff was crucial. So, biggest part was just kind of staying smooth and consistent. But yeah, I was kind of hoping Blake and Aiden started to race, and I was able to just kind of pull away a little bit.
I mean, without question, it's you know I know really well that the high side in 1 and 2 is definitely a tough place to go on the outside. You really want to try that outside at the same time, but you're prone to catching that wall, and at times even worse, you can sometimes ballpark it too.
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing was just kind of almost cheating the entry a little bit, so then you wouldn't be a little slower into the corner and wouldn't bonsai it. So, and I started doing that, and it felt like it was okay. I didn't really know what I was if they were catching me or not. I really didn't hear them at all, so I was like, I'll just keep doing what I was doing. And then yeah, just in 3 and 4, kind of just ran the same line. Started getting a little slick off the top there, so I kind of started cheating a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty cool to come back with this out of a field and be able to put on the top step.
A good start to the season. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just like to thank you guys for taking the time to broadcast it. It's pretty cool that Maconi is pretty cool you guys are doing the dirt stuff now. I know you guys are big in the asphalt stuff, so it's pretty cool that you guys were able to link up with Chad, and of course Chad for taking his time every season. He's done this a while, about 2 years, and that's doesn't go unappreciated for sure. And then just TJM, Elbows Up Sim Sport, More Than Tires, Thriving Financial, and Fine Line Auto Body.
Alrighty, we'll let you go, Tyler. Great job tonight. Congratulations on the win. We'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so that's Tyler Schell, our race winner here this evening. Let's bring in our runner-up finisher. That is Aiden Forster, and Sky's caught up with him.
Aiden, how you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Tight battle there, but you stole second right at the end. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we had a really good car. We didn't have the best starting position, and we had a little mishap on the initial start with the team A, and we fell back. But we were able to pass some cars and get up through there. Track got a little hard to pass on at the end there, so it was kind of whoever made the mistake first, and Blake was, fortunately, he made a mistake, and we were able to get in the second, get some good points. So it's a good start to our season. Hopefully we can keep it going. So hopefully we can get us another Aces Up championship.
How were you approaching that track? Because we saw some cars running all the way up on the wall. We saw a couple others running the tires. What was your take on it tonight?
Yeah, track started out really good, and you could pretty much go anywhere. And then I found the top. That's where I felt better, and we just kind of stuck up there. And the top three were pretty much all on the top, so it was hard to move off it once momentum got built up. But it was a fun race nonetheless, and good points.
All right, anyone you have to thank tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the guys at TPR for giving me a great car. I wouldn't be successful without Tanner and all of them, so can't thank them enough.
All right, congrats on P2 tonight, Aiden Forster.
Thank you.
So that's Aiden Forster. We also have our hard charger with us here tonight. We'll talk with him, Tanner Patterson. Tanner, not bad of a charge this evening. Up 5 to finish in the 12th spot. What'd you think of this race as a whole tonight?
In general, it was very slicked off, especially in the heat race. The main reason I got the hard charger to begin with was because I had a flip in the first heat race, which was caused me getting loose at a turn. I think turn 4, smacked the wall at entry, had some wheel damage, and I couldn't turn the car into the corner. But hey, I got the hard charger where I'll take it. Just kind of kept the car clean, and as it slicked off, just kept it a straight line, just kept it off the wall, and yep, here we are.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I would say my sim racing team that I raced for, Boosted Toaster Motorsports, as well as my partner, Kat, who is in the broadcast right now watching from home.
Alrighty, we'll let you go, Tanner. Nice job tonight. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you.
So Tanner Patterson, our hard charger. But in the end, it all comes down to one, and that obviously being Tyler Schell in the 85 with the checkered flag for his first win of the season. And a reminder, next week for us, for Aces Up Sim Sports, we head to Lernerville Speedway out in Pennsylvania, the Steel City. Our start time, 9:15 p.m. on Maconi Entertainment. Final thoughts here before we sign off tonight, Sky.
Well, yeah, it was a great race, start to finish. We really had some great battles for the lead. And, I mean, we were 3 wide at points for this race all throughout the field, especially early on. This track was great.
Absolutely was, without question. And so, with that, that'll do it for us. Make sure if you're new to Maconi Entertainment, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications whenever we're live, whether it be on the dirt or on the asphalt. Got some cool events coming up here throughout the rest of the week, so make sure you join us for all of it, including a new series coming on the 20th, Palmetto. That starts at 6:15. That's followed by the Full-Length Cup Challenge, both on Saturday, 8:30 p.m., and then Sunday, Door-to-Door Cup Series action. And you don't want to miss out on any of it either. So with that, that's the plans for the rest of the week, and that will do it for us here on behalf of Maconi Entertainment and on behalf of everyone here at the Aces Up Sim Sports team, all the fine drivers, the sponsors, and the admins. On behalf of my broadcast partner here tonight, Sky Shrek, this is Mario Sakala saying so long. Congratulations to your winner. Tyler Schell takes the checkered flag. He's your winner in the season opener of the 360 Fall Series here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Thanks for joining us. So long.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing